Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Holly and I hope everyone is doing well today. Today is the third video for Make It Yourself May collaboration that is on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're making homemade food items instead of buying from the store during the month of May. And there are lots of great ideas on the playlist, so check out weeks 1, 2, and 3. And this is being hosted by Ann from What's Up Family Home. She has great content on her channel. In Ann's videos, she does a lot of grocery hauls, what's for dinner videos, recipes, anything like that. She does canning, lots of great content on her channel. So go over and check her channel out along with the playlist that will be down below. And as I said, tons of content on her channel. I think you would enjoy watching her. She is the sweetest woman I have met on here, and I just love her content, and I think you will too. And my channel consists of cooking, baking, the occasional DIY, and occasionally I will do what's for dinner videos and some grocery hauls. And if that's the type of content you like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here as part of my YouTube family. And now I'm going to share with you what I made for this collaboration, and I hope that you enjoy the video. And the first thing I'm going to show you how to make is the dry onion soup mix. Really easy to do, and this is great to put in soups. You can put it in roast, Salisbury steak, hamburgers, anything like that, just to season your recipe up. But I have had many times where I've either not had it, I was out, thought I had it, or it expired. But very simple ingredients that you will need, and you will also need a container that has a good lid to seal it, so that way you can keep it fresh. And I'm just using a mason jar. But it takes really simple ingredients to make this, and you will need 3 teaspoons of parsley flakes, dried parsley, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So as I said, very simple ingredients, and you also need a half a cup of dry onion flakes or minced onions. So just put all of your ingredients in a little bowl, and you just want to mix all of the seasoning up. And then I add the onions, and then I'll just mix that up really well. And just to make sure, even though I'm going to shake it up in the bottle, in the jar, that I want to make sure everything kind of gets incorporated and it blends in well. Now take the jar, whatever container you're using. Now I could not find my funnel, so I'm having to use the lid from one of my blender shaker containers. And I feel like this will work fine. So if you don't have a funnel and you don't want to make a mess trying to put everything into the jar, just find what you have that you can use that's in your kitchen that you can use as a funnel. And you can even use, if you cut off a 2-liter container or something like that, you can use that as a funnel also. But I'm just going to pour everything in and just make sure everything gets in there nice and neat. And like I said, that worked just as well. Also put the lid on, and you can see that it just made that little bit. But if you want, you can double or triple the recipe, as I said before, and just mix it up really, really well. And you'll see that some of that seasoning will settle to the bottom. So just make sure when you go to use it that you do shake it up and try to get all that seasoning and everything into the teaspoon or tablespoon, whatever you're using. Because I think it takes 5 teaspoons, makes like a pack of one of those dry mixes. And the next thing I'm going to show you how to make is homemade brown gravy mix. So you will need 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You will need 3 tablespoons of beef bouillon granules, but they did not have that, so I'm using the powder, and that worked just as well, and I think it tasted really good. Now you can either use black pepper or white pepper, and you will need a 1/2 teaspoon, and I decided to use the white pepper because that's actually listed on the ingredients on the packets, and another container to store this in. Now just take the flour and add the bouillon to it, and then add the white pepper or the black pepper, whichever one you prefer, and then just mix it up. And that is it for the dry mix part of it. And then I'm going to show you how to make the actual gravy. And I always bought the McCormick low sodium gravy, and for some reason they were always out of stock, and I'm going to use my trusty whole lid again. Or I couldn't get it, or when I did have it, it expired, so I couldn't use it. So this is a good way of making it at home, and it really does taste good. I prefer this actually over the McCormick, and that's saying a lot because I really do like my McCormick gravy mix. But after making this, I just felt it just had a really nice flavor. But you're just going to mix it up in whatever container you have, and you want to just make sure everything's mixed well. Now to make the gravy, you will take a small saucepan and melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, or 2 tablespoons of meat drippings if you want, and you will add 1 cup of water to that. I'm doubling the recipe, so I added 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 2 cups of water. And you can make as much as you want, however many cups you want. You just double that recipe. And I will leave the recipe down below. This is the mix, and you will add either for 1 cup 2 tablespoons of the dry mix. If you're making double, then add 4 tablespoons. And you can see it's kind of a light color. Now I prefer mine to be a richer, a darker brown, so I add Kitchen Bouquet to it, and this really works well. And I only added maybe 2 teaspoons or so of it until I got the color I wanted, but you can see it's a little bit darker. It just has a richer color, and I feel like it actually has a richer flavor. And I really do think I prefer this over the McCormick, and I hate to say that because I really do love my McCormick mixes. I'm going to make some Salisbury steak, and everybody makes theirs differently. So all I'm doing is taking some ground beef and adding a little bit of the onion soup mix. And then I'll add some Cajun seasoning. I also add some garlic powder to it as well, some Worcestershire sauce. And then I'm going to repeat the process. I will mix the meat up a little bit and then add some more of the ingredients that I just showed you. And I do that throughout. I like to make sure all that meat is seasoned thoroughly. But you add whatever type you want. Now I already fried up the Salisbury steaks, and I make mine round. I don't make them oval or anything. You could do it however you want, but I just make them just like a hamburger. And once they're cooked, I just put a little bit of that brown gravy on the bottom of the frying pan, and then add the Salisbury steaks back into it. And you just want to heat everything through. And all I will do, and I like mine to have somewhat of a crispiness on it, then I will just pour the rest of that gravy over it, and then let this cook and let that gravy thicken up just a little bit more. That's really it. Very simple, but the 2 things I showed you, the onion soup mix and the gravy, really did make this a homemade meal. Really enjoyed it. And we really did, the flavors were there. So I just feel like this is something I'm probably going to do more often. I will make more of the onion soup mix and more of this gravy mix to keep on hand, because I do feel like it just had such a nice flavor, and we really thoroughly enjoyed it. And this is how it looked when we plated it. You can see the thickness on that gravy and the color on it. All I did was serve it with some instant mashed potatoes, the garlic flavored mashed potatoes with some of that gravy and some broccoli, and it made a complete meal. So as I said before, really easy, simple to do. But I think these are two really good pantry staples to keep in your pantry. They're homemade, so you know what's in them. You don't have any hidden ingredients or anything like that. But homemade gravy and homemade onion soup mix are two really good things to keep in your pantry. And please don't forget to check Ann's channel out and the playlist down below. Please go and visit everyone's channels and just show your support. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more videos like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That will notify you when I post new videos. I hope everyone has a blessed day. I hope you have a great week ahead. God bless y'all.